So I enjoyed seeing this really rough Mustang GT that was in pretty bad shape, but it was still saved and fixed, especially because I saw this GT and it was a 2003 interior upgrade package, nice car, leather. It wasn't in perfect shape, but it was a cool looking car, black bullet wheels with a deep dish in the back. Paint looked pretty good. I'm sure it's not perfect, but this car was being parted out just because it had a rod knock, which means the engine's knocking. And those engines are so easily available. They're replaced easy. You can buy a Crown Vic, Grand Marquis, Lincoln Town Car, 4.6 from the right years, and you can replace that engine for about $500 to $1,000. And so sad to see that this one was being parted out just because the engine was knocking. Usually what I see in this case is someone owns the car, they don't have the money to fix it, so they'll sell the parts off of it. And I think that's pretty sad. It'd be better if they just sold the car to someone who could fix it. There's those beautiful interior upgrade package headrests and everything, so probably a Mustang GT Premium. So sad to see. So I just wanted to show the car and say it's too bad, document it a little bit, show the interior, show the pictures of it before it's gone for good, because once people start parting them out, they look pretty bad, and then nobody wants to fix them. This is my silver '04 Mustang GT, next to my brother's, which was in a flood technically. It didn't really hurt it, but his car, the previous owner, after he had sold it, let it go to auction when it was in what they call the flood, and so he bought it back and fixed it. And the story of his Mustang GT is incredible. And when it was involved in what they call the flood, it didn't even get the carpet wet. Like, there wasn't really anything wrong with it, and the car started up and drove just fine. They even drove it after the flood, but then next thing we knew, it headed for auction. And our friend actually told us that his friend, who was a tow truck driver, sent him a picture of it on the truck and said, hey, this nice GT is going down to auction, which was really sad to see. So you can see it here, 200,000 miles, rough shape. But sadly, most people would buy it at this point and part it out because they don't want to fix it. But my brother did a fantastic job saving this car, and it had a lot of sentimental value to him because it was his old car, and he was able to go buy it back. And yes, he did put some work into it. Now, these were cosmetic things mostly. The door was pretty wrinkled from the previous owner, the fender and stuff, so he fixed all of that, and now it's part of our Mustang collection, and it's a fantastic car. And I've had people say, your brother's Mustang is so clean, and they have no idea the history behind it. And so it just shows how nice these cars can be, and if you love them and take care of them and put some money into them, then there's a possibility to have several years more of enjoyment and to just have a car that's a really cool car. There's so many other cars out there that are so boring. It's so nice to see these cars and, fix them. This was my silver GT you saw in the parking lot. I bought it wrecked, and I decided to fix it. And now the car is fantastic. I love this car. It only has 70,000 miles on it. I've driven it 10,000 miles. I continue to enjoy it every day. This one's an automatic. My wife loves driving it. I drive it to work almost every day. I have a lot of fun with it. And I also have a zinc yellow Mustang GT that was wrecked really bad and then parted out completely. No seats, no drivetrain. There's like nothing left of it. He even took the wheels when we dropped it off at my house. This is it, putting it on the trailer, taking it to my house. And this one was a lot of work, and you basically have to get it for a really low price to be worth it financially. I understand that, but I did, and I fixed it, and this was my choice. This is my car, and I put a lot of work into this, and I repaired it and put it back on the road. And it wasn't easy, and this is like nothing compared to the silver one we're talking about in this video that just has a rod knock. I mean, I bought an entire engine for this car out of the junkyard because the guy had parted this one out. And so I got this one back on the road, and I have a lot of extra parts and stuff too, wire harnesses and stuff, so I was able to get it back on the road. But now, fantastic car, fun to enjoy, good looking, like I said, better than most cars I see in any parking lot. So really, it's a shame to see such a cool, straight car just needed a new engine, and it would have been fine. And it's sad to see something like that get parted out, especially coming from my perspective when I've fixed some that are in such worse shape. So there's always a chance somebody bought the shell and wanted to turn it into a race car or restore it, put it back on the road, so we can hope that happened. But if you know anything about the car, let me know. Leave it in the comments. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more Mustang content.